on my premonitions. Best to keep it neutral, got my own religion. The brainwash, gotta make your own decision. My word is James Bond, I stay on the mission. Coming for the top position, ain't no competition, man. Pull up in the top, it's missing, the opposition, and all that lane switching, this is what the game is. It's the young, incredible, honestly unforgettable. You a Joe like Chappelle show, this so perennial. Do this for my millennials, I be murdering any flow. I just had to let you know. It's the young, incredible, honestly unforgettable. You a Joe like Chappelle show, this so perennial. Do this for my millennials, I be murdering any flow. I just had to let you know.
Big numbers, 100-minute bag, that's a big number. Big numbers, big numbers.
Something we've only seen less than a handful of times since this franchise was born back in the 90s, and that's Jacksonville hosting in the playoffs as we welcome you to TIAA Bank Field. Coming up, it's Divisional Round Saturday, and we've got an AFC battle on tap between the New York Jets and the Jacksonville Jaguars. The first of 4 berths in the conference championships on the line here as divisional weekend in the NFL is underway. This is taken at his 4.
Here we go, here we go, here we go.
At their own 24-yard line.
We're going to set.
Mike Fofo.
Now a carry for the former Michigan State man, Le'Veon Bell. It was Taven Bryan who got him down defensively.
Well, I think that's what they're going to need to do here in the first half. You've got to take some pressure off of this young quarterback, and no better way to do it than to establish the running game early.
Three yards on that last carry. Here's 2nd and 7.
Switch.
Out of the shotgun, it's Bell. Obi Melifonwu with the tackle.
A quick burst there, and he nicely bit off a pretty decent gain.
Ladies and gentlemen, are you ready? Are you ready?
Get ready, dog.
This be the green light, go. Tires burn the pavement. People want to know what makes Poss and Dave
When it was time to get it lit, we got it hot like fever. Sick with the talk, the pass of your receiver. All about running the spot. And you know we got breath control, so no need to take a breather. Cardio kingpin, subjugate the dub play. And you know we can't wait to bring spins. A-star quizzes, A+ the final. Vocals we align, we'll move it all simultaneously over joints you rock. We earn 30 years, so you can say we got 3 turns. Live off the board, unlike you and your chess men. We install doubt in you and your yes men. And if the game had veins, we'll insert upheaval the ground. Cause the adrenaline we blend with the sound is our thing. We're leaving the kings of all crowns. So are you ready? Are you set? Then jump to the rhythm as hard as you can go. Keep it steady, to the letter, right? Turn it up, y'all keep the flow. But can you rock it like rocket fuel? What you talking about? Space out your mind. But can you rock it like rockets, fool? That's a close encounter of what kind? Ready, set, stay back. Then jump to the rhythm as hard as you can go. Turn it up, y'all keep the flow. Are you ready? Set, jump to the rhythm as hard as you can go. Keep it steady, to the letter, right? Turn it up, we giving the show. But can you rock it like rocket fuel? What you talking about? Space out your mind. But can you rock it like rockets, fool? That's a close encounter of what kind? Ready, set, stay back. But can you rock it like rocket fuel?
Yeah, yeah, all day like, yeah, all night like, what? Whole squad like, yeah, in the field like, yeah, all day like, yeah, all night like, yeah, whole squad like, yeah, in the field like, yeah, all day like, yeah, all night like, yeah. You don't want problems, you don't want smoke, you don't want problems. Yeah, you don't want problems, you don't want smoke, you don't want problems. Yeah, you don't want problems, you don't want smoke, you don't want problems. No, I said you don't want problems, you don't want smoke, you don't want. Yeah, call us dangerous, ain't too many can play with us. See where this game here taking us, no barber, ain't no fading us. I ain't really saying much, actions be louder than words, man. I just wanna be heard from your mom to your pop to the beat to the birds, man. Cut right off on the curb, like I'm Barry Sanders. Chains on and the diamonds dancing. Game on, so it's time to go. When the rain starts, I'ma let you know. Name a squad that is better though than my home team. We a pot of gold.
Something we've only seen less than a handful of times since this franchise was born back in the 90s, and that's Jacksonville hosting in the playoffs as we welcome you to TIAA Bank Field. Coming up, it's Divisional Round Saturday, and we've got an AFC battle on tap between the New York Jets and the Jacksonville Jaguars. The first of 4 berths in the conference championships on the line here as divisional weekend in the NFL is underway. This is fielded a couple yards deep. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. And with the play clock reading 4, we're going to get a timeout. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this first quarter.
Check, check. Watch 54. Watch 54. Let's go, D. Big series right here. Hey, lady. Check. Lady. Watch out. Watch out.
On 1st and 10, Darnold. On the right side, he finds Burnett. And he'll take this to the other side of midfield before going out of bounds. A really good pickup of 28 yards. So in Jacksonville territory now. Here's a 1st and 10 at the 47. Here's the first carry for Le'Veon Bell. And that play going absolutely nowhere as he's belted before he could get out of the backfield. They'll wind up losing 3 yards here. And that'll make this a 2nd and 13.
Mike, 44. You're not ready. You're not ready.
They'll try the right side with Bell. And he'll take it down shy of the 45 at the 46.
And that's one of the reasons you like to blitz even on rundowns. It confuses the blocking assignments. It doesn't allow those offensive linemen to get up to the 2nd level.
So now 3rd and 10, a big play to start the drive, but nothing since.
Get ready. Under 10. 10. Check 43. Undercross. Check 24. Check 24.
From the shotgun, it's a give to Bell. There they go backwards here, losing yardage back at the 48-yard line. 4th down now after a loss of 2.
I wonder if they just kind of outguessed themselves a little bit trying to run it on 3rd down. Probably should have gone to the air to try and pick it up. Instead, the punting unit will have to run on the field. That is how you flip field position. That's an absolute bomb of a punt. Downs it inside the 5-yard line. Absolutely ideal.
From that position, you're hoping to get it down inside the 15, inside the 5. Superb.
Check 53 is mine. Here we go, D. All day. Defense all day. All day.
On the ground, this is Leonard Fournette. And he will forge his way forward only up to the 2-yard line. Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 9.
Well, he got what he could there, just trying to move forward and gain a little bit of yardage and create some space. You know the pressure is going to be tough defensively.
The run only got a yard. Here's 2nd and 9.
Check the backer. Watch the ship. Hey, watch the ship. Check 3. Run it.
Darius Geis, his first carry of the game. And he will double the space they have to work with as they take it from the 2 to the 4.
I know the scouting report on him is that he doesn't possess the eye discipline to be an elite linebacker. And what that means is his ability to read, react, and make a play. But on that one, he looked like one of those guys.
Facing the prospect of a punt from their own end zone, they need some cushion. Let's see what they can do on 3rd down. He can run for it, and he will. 3 yards on the keeper, and it's 4th down.
Anytime you decide to use your quarterback as a runner, most of the time when you design a play, you're expected to break a little bit bigger than this one, because when you run him on short gains, your risk-reward and him taking hits, I'm not sure that's the payoff they were looking for.
Now it's Crowder. A Big boot that time. 57 yards the official distance. And the Jets will take over 1st and 10. The offense back out there at the line, ready for their next drive. The crowd maybe losing just a little bit of the edge after back-to-back punts.
They want some big plays. They want to see some offense. They want to see somebody break away, whether it's through the air or on the ground. Now it'll be interesting to see where the patience is on both sides. Each head coach, can you hang in there and not try and force something that could put your team in some jeopardy?
Line of scrimmage, again the 37 as they line up 2nd and 10.
Push him back. 44's the mic. 44's the mic. Hey, come on. Hey, come get some. Come on here. Come get some. He don't want it. Check safety. Check safety.
Back to throw, Darnold. And this one taken in on the right sideline, but not in the field of play. They say it's incomplete. The throw led him a little too far. It brings up 3rd down. The threat of a second straight punt to start the game is looming as they come up 3rd and 10. Here's Darnold. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. They were trying to set up that screen, trying to get that screen to formulate. Took too long.
Ends up taking a sack, and that leads you to a couple of other questions. Number one, why don't you just get rid of the football near the screen guy so that you don't take an interception? But really, the big one, they just took everything away, and he was really kind of flummoxed on that play and ended up taking the sack.
A good return there, 17 yards. And the Jaguars go on offense, 1st down and 10.
At their own 49-yard line.
Jaguars come to the line to start their next drive. And on the first drive, 3 and out. And I know that these are professional athletes, but I would imagine sometimes you get the nerves at the beginning of a game still, don't you?
Those don't ever go away. And typically what I've heard from guys and what I remember from playing, if you don't have nerves at the start of a game, it's not going to be a great day for you. You're not really ready to play. So finding a way to harness those nerves and not let them affect you in a negative way, that's what all the guys are looking for.
So the opening play of the drive goes backwards. Now they'll come up on 2nd and 12. Now a handoff, Geis going right. And they're well past midfield, just a yard or two shy of the 40. 12 yards there and a 1st down.
And that's a run that'll energize an offensive line. They'll take that one all day long. Fundamental breakdown by the defense. You've got to be able to make plays on the edge.
No score after 1 on EA Sports. Second quarter now from Jacksonville, and it's the Jags with the football as they've got it with a 1st and 10. Now after the run by Geis, here's 1st and 10. And he'll give it here to his running back. Able to push forward for about 4 down to the 37.
I call that play a success. A nice inside run sets up a very manageable 2nd down, a very solid gain on that play.
At the 37-yard line.
Following the pickup of 4, here's 2nd and 6. They'll run with Geis. And he'll work it inside the 30 to the 29-yard line. 7 yards there and a 1st down.
I think they like this drive a little bit better there, partner. Running game helping out, picking up some of the slack. Because remember, the last drive they went 3 and out.
1st and 10 at the 29-yard line.
Watch the eye.
On 1st and 10, it's Jackson. He's got his running back, Darius Geis. And he'll go down here right around the 23-yard line.
And we see another pitch and catch there to the running back. This position just continues to evolve. They become just as critical to the passing attack as a lot of receivers, tight ends, because their ability to make people miss in the open field can really generate big plays for an offense.
6 yards was the pickup on the last completion, so here's 2nd and 4. Geis. And he'll get a couple here down to the 22.
One thing to keep in mind, partner, especially in the second half, when you've got a running back of this size, of these dimensions, I can just tell you, attrition does set in for a defense because you're excited about hitting him in the first half, maybe not so much in the second half, and some of these shorter gains turn into bigger runs later.
Check 53. Danny.
They keep it on the ground. This time it's Fournette. And he's going to lose yardage and be backed up to the 25. He loses 4, and it brings up 4th. So on 4th down, Jags kicker Josh Lambo comes on. Right hash mark, a 42-yard attempt. And Lambo will put this one through, and the Jaguars grab a 3-0 lead. Been a bit of a dogfight thus far into the second quarter now, and we do have our first points, a field goal.
Yeah, a lot of people say, wow, first action on the scoreboard, about time. To me, the action's been right there on the field, trying to figure out who could gain an advantage, gain some field position, finally get points on the board. I'm loving this kind of game.
It feels like kickers might play a big role in this one.
Yes, make sure you give them the respect they deserve. They could cost you a game or win you one.
The offense now at the line, ready for their next drive. They've had it twice. They've punted twice. Not the start they were hoping for.
Not at all, and let's face it, every facility we visit, everyone talks about converting on 3rd down, how big that is. In this situation, they've had to punt it away twice, so they're furiously going over things on the sidelines. What do we need to do to pick up a first down and change our momentum?
At the 32-yard line.
They'll operate from the 32-yard line here, 2nd and 3.
It's just me. Red, ain't he? Me and you. It's me and you. Check 3.
To throw is Darnold. Jaguar pressure and a Jaguar sack. Telvin Smith. The blitz works to perfection as he gets in there to dump him for a loss of 8. Darnold and the Jets come up 3rd and long following the sack. Throwing here on 3rd down, Darnold, and he's going to go down again. Second quarter action, 2 minutes to go on divisional round weekend. We remind you, as we've done all year, that coming up at halftime, we will visit with Jonathan Coachman, standing by in Orlando. He'll let you know what's going on here on a very eventful divisional round weekend. 36 yards on the punt with no return, and the offense will take over with a new set of downs.
At their own 40-yard line.
The Jacksonville offense set to begin their next drive. And they're not going to play this conservative, I don't think. They had a field goal last time, and they're up, but they're looking to put a drive in the end zone.
Oh, I agree with you totally. No one goes out on the field and says, all right, let's just settle for 3, except in certain situations, trying to ice a game, that sort of deal. Most of the time, it's end zone, and that's what you're thinking, and I believe that's exactly what they're thinking as they begin this one.
Yeah, no quarterback ever goes out there saying, hey, let's get 3, right?
Not one that I've ever met.
He's not getting close. Mike, check. 59. Oh, here we go. Oh, Mike's 59. Hey, keep it up. Keep it
On 2nd and 9, Jackson toward the center of the field, but it's incomplete. DJ Chark, the intended target, and it's 3rd down.
Well, he did almost everything right. Excellent coverage, breaks on the football, just unable to haul it in and take it the other way, so he dropped an interception. The key for him now, don't dwell on it, just move on to the next play.
After an incomplete pass on 2nd down, that'll leave him trying to convert on 3rd and 9.
Let's go, let's go. Hey, we got Mike, number 53. Mike, 53. I know he ain't got it.
Check. 53's Mike. Check. 53's Mike.
Zoom, zoom.
To throw is Jackson. He's going deep for Brown. And that'll wind up incomplete. Bold play call there. Now it's 4th down.
Nice play there to force the incompletion. And to me, one thing's for sure. When you're the underdogs and you're playing on the road, you absolutely have to get takeaways. You've got to get the ball from them.
Yeah, win that turnover battle, going to be key. They didn't get one there, but you get the feeling they keep making plays like that, they might just get a few.
Yeah, once you get one, defensive teams think they come in bunches.
Jets offense coming up now to start their next drive. So far, they've had 3 drives, 3 punts. Not good.
Not good indeed, because you've got to have something to show for being out on the field. Now, sometimes, if you have a game where neither side has scored, 3 punts isn't a bad thing. But when you're trying to set the pace, get up on top in a game, you've got to show better offense and find a way to put some points on the board.
Check, check. Watch 54. Watch 54. 3 bird. 3 bird.
Now on 2nd and 16. Darnold. It's caught by Quincy Enunwa. Now the Jags will use the 2nd of their timeouts as they get the stoppage with a little over 50 seconds to go in the 1st half. The Jets on 3rd down, 0 for 3 to this point. They could use a conversion. This will be 3rd and 5.
I'm going back to you. He's coming, he's coming, he's coming. We got double.
Here's Bell. Space to maneuver at the 40. Yeah, he's going to be out of bounds, but not before he takes it inside the 40. 38 yards on the scamper there.
Yeah, they really needed to get something going, didn't they? They had punted on the last 2 possessions. The running game starting to come to the front for them, providing a nice pickup there to keep this drive going.
So how about that for a chain mover? They're all the way down inside the 40 now for 1st and 10. And they'll keep it on the ground with Bell. And forget about finding a lane. He barely had time to look up before he was planted in the backfield.
He has elite instincts from his linebacker spot. He's able to diagnose the run and flies in like a missile to stop that one behind the line of scrimmage.
On 2nd down, it's Bell. And he's got some space here. So a decent gain, but all for naught on the penalty.
It's too bad, isn't it? They were feeling pretty good about it. The only people celebrating, the guys who just gave up that play.
Side. 44 Mike. Check, check. Watch the run, watch the run.
And Darnold, he lost the football. And the Jags grab it. 20. And now off to the races down the right side. And he brings this one back. A fumble return for a Jacksonville score. Big boy earning his lunch. That's what you call rumbling with the ball, Charles.
Big man with football. He wasn't just earning lunch, Brandon. He was earning dinner. He was
midnight snack.
Everything that you could possibly do, he did it on that play to pick up the ball and go.
So here's the kickoff now as he'll get it again following that fumble return for a score. And he'll back up a few steps as he'll make the fair catch at about the 8-yard line.
The Jets take over 1st and 10 at their own 8-yard line.
The offense back out there at the line, ready for their next drive. Time here for likely one play, then off to the locker room, and they're going to have some adjustments to make.
They certainly will, and I think a lot of people are thinking to themselves, all right, take the knee, get out of here, regroup. But how will the head coach and his staff approach halftime? Will it be angry? Will it be clinical? Will they be calm? Will they just let it all out? Who knows? I'd love to be a fly on the wall for this one, though.
Win or go home, that's the name of the game, and we're back underway with the second half of this AFC divisional round. This is fielded a couple yards deep. And he'll take it back to about the 19-yard line.
The Jaguars take over 1st and 10 at their own 19-yard line.
Jaguars come to the line to start their next drive. These guys had to punt last time. It has not been a very fruitful game offensively thus far. They haven't even made a trip to the red zone.
And I know that everyone's going crazy on that sideline because that drives you berserk to come off the field, not really move the ball well. As you said, not even get to the red zone, let alone, not even put points on the board. They've got to just take a deep breath, relax, try and figure out what is working, and call more of that.
At the 22-yard line.
The run got 4. Now they deal with a 2nd and 6.
I got you, boy.
Again, they run. Again, it's Geis. And he's got it past the 30 before he's hit and dropped. 11 yards there. First down.
They're trying to show that they can run the ball and protect this lead. Give it to the backs, play a little bit of keep away, don't you think?
And that's probably a good philosophy at this point, going to make that defense stand up and stop them. So they'll come up 1st and 10 now from the 33.
Who that? No. Off. 22, jet cover. 22, safety jet, cover.
A shotgun give to Fournette. The linebacker, C.J. Mosley, in on the stop. In the first half, he was held in check on the ground, but despite that lack of production, they still have the lead.
Yeah, and they've got to feel fortunate about that. If they could actually get production from their lead horse, that would help open up this offense and widen this margin, too.
The last run got 3. Now here's 2nd and 7. And now Jackson will look to throw it. He's going to launch this thing way downfield. Into double coverage, and it's intercepted. Picked up by Jamal Adams. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. First possession of the third quarter, an interception, so maybe a second-half tone setter.
Indeed, and not the tone they wanted to set. That's the equivalent of running out the wrong door and running into your pool instead of running out onto the field. A real dud for that one.
Has that happened to you before?
No, but I've heard stories about teams actually doing that back in the good old days.
Now he's going to swing this one out to his running back. And they'll blow that one up back at the 16-yard line. That's going to go down as a loss of 5, and it brings up third down. And that screen there on second down certainly didn't develop how they had hoped. Is that one they should have even tried, or is that one the quarterback sticks in his pocket?
I think the latter. I like what you said there, because trying is one thing. We can second-guess just about every call. But in this case, when you realize that it's broken down, just throw it at the feet of your intended receiver so that no one can pick it off, right? You don't have the ball tipped up in the air, and you come back and try and pick up the first down on third down. That way you don't lose any yardage.
On third down, here's Bell. And he won't be close to a first down as he runs into a wall right around the line of scrimmage. Call it no gain there, and it leads to a fourth down. Now Edwards to kick as he sends it away. Nearly a huge return, as it is still a very good one. 24 yards. Now the Jags will have great field position to start this drive as they take over on the short side of the field. They'll try to get this running game going with Geis. So he got free of one tackle but couldn't do a whole lot else. Credit him with a 1-yard gain there to make it 2nd and 9.
Well, we saw him there trying to get it to the outside, trying to get to the perimeter, but not a whole lot of room there. But there's got to be one positive to that. If you keep moving laterally, creases tend to develop as the game moves on, and they can run it back inside later.
They stay on the ground. Geis again. He'll get about 6 there as he takes this one down to the 24-yard line.
Third quarter and you've got the lead. You're not ready to go into that 4-minute offense to close the game out, but a running game can really benefit your team right now.
They'll try and run for it with Fournette. He'll have a first down inside the 10. And he takes it in. Touchdown, Jacksonville. Taking it in from 24 yards out. And the Jaguars are able to widen their lead. Still plenty of time left in the game, but now starting to pull away a little bit. Get some breathing room with that one.
And I don't want people to think that NFL locker rooms are cookie cutter, that everyone's saying the exact same thing in every situation. But I do know that all 32 teams have an emphasis on starting fast. Game, second half, no matter what. Whether it's first 5 minutes, first 3, whatever. This was a big score to start the second half.
And Lambeau now, after the touchdown, he'll kick this one away. That'll be taken in the end zone. And he'll probably wish he'd reconsidered here. It will cost him 10 yards as he's down at the 15.
In this position, trying to get back into the game, teams are looking for a spark from their special teams. That's not what they got, though. They got a setback, and they have a long field to cover if they want to try and put points on the board.
Darnold going to lead the Jets up now, 1st and 10 at their own 15. Now it's Darnold. Noodle's got it, complete. 10 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be 2nd down. So 2nd in inches after that first down completion went just shy of the marker. This is Bell, and he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. That backs him up 1 yard and brings up 3rd down.
Well, if these guys are going to chop into that deficit, they got to do a much better job in the run game. Caught behind the line of scrimmage, no yardage to be found.
Back to the ground, this time Montgomery. And he gets it to the 32, good enough for a first down. The drive stays alive, a 3rd down gain of 8. Nothing in that first half, nothing on the last drive, but they're moving now with a 1st and 10. Here's a throw out wide, complete to his running back right side. A good convergence there defensively, only a yard, and it's 2nd down. You got the big lead defensively. Willing to give him that underneath stuff, right?
And this is why you work on your tackling. Tackle them after the catch, inbounds, keep the clock running. Just go ahead and bleed the game out that way.
44. Let's go, D-Lady. Let's go, defense. All right, here we go. 44.
Throwing again on 2nd down. Darnold. And this will be incomplete. Physical play on the football there, and it's 2nd down. Another incompletion. You know, it's a wonder he's still moving around back there the number of times he's been sacked.
Yeah, he's staying out there, isn't he? And you don't think about it much in a game like this, but he's showing incredible leadership. Still competing, still fighting, not taking himself out of a ball game that appears lost.
And he'll be taken down, but not before he works it past the 50. That good for 19 and a 1st down. I tell you, they didn't give it to him much through the first 3 quarters, but when they have, he's been efficient. Maybe they ride him more here down the stretch.
Yeah, not sure it was actually in the game plan for him to have as few carries as he has, but it might play out really well for them now. As you noted, if they want to ride him down the stretch, he should have fresh legs.
A little bit of space there for the 1st down run, as that's going to get him about 5 yards. 5 yards on the carry. Good pickup on 1st down.
Brings up 2nd and 5.
After the pickup of 5, here's 2nd and 5. Bell. And he'll lose yardage on the play back at the 45-yard line. The tally there, -2 yards, brings up 3rd down. This will be the 8th play of the drive. It's 3rd and 7. They'll give this to Bell running right. And a nice job there defensively. They get him to the ground short of the 1st, right around the 42. It'll be a gain of 4, but it won't be enough. It leaves them with a 4th down now.
It's now 4th down.
A critical one here if they're going to have any shot at this thing. So they'll go for it on 4th down.
54 is Mike.
They snap it. They're going for it. Here's Darnold. He gets it to Brown. Complete. First catch for him in these playoffs. He was held without one last week, but he's got a 1st down on that effort. Darnold now 5 straight completions here in this 2nd half. 1st and 10. Now a give right side. It's Bell, and he'll get a little over 2, maybe a full 3 down to the 32-yard line.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. It didn't happen on that play.
3 yards on the pickup. That's going to set up an interesting 3rd and about 4 to go.
Not too many offenses want to turn down long drives, but when you're down what they are, they've got to pay it off with some points.
And defensively going with a dime set. 6 DBs on 3rd and 4. They'll run it with Bell. And inside the 20 before he's brought down. 3rd and medium, they opted to run instead of pass, and it worked. 1st down.
Oh, that's one to warm the hearts of all those old-school football players, isn't it? Tough, hard, gritty run, got behind his pads, bowled over a few people. Look at that one, right up the gut.
Saw it through 3 quarters, no reason to lighten up now. So it's Jets football as we get you reset here. They've got a 1st and 10 as they search for a late score. Now Bell. And after the good gain last play, this time they say, as he's going to be stopped behind the line of scrimmage. It'll be a loss of a yard, and it'll be 2nd and 11. Now a give right side. It's Bell, and he'll take it from the 18 to the 15, a gain of 3.
Brandon, all things considered, they have to feel pretty good about getting that type of a gain, considering the blitz that they just had against them.
The Jets on 3rd down, not quite 50%, 4 for 9. This is 3rd and 8. Now Darnold. And that is incomplete. Oh, he had a defender right there with him to force that to the ground. And 4th down now coming up. On 4th down, the Jets turning to Chandler Catanzaro for the field goal try. And Catanzaro's kick is right through. And they're on the board at least here. It's now 17-3. Maybe a little fortunate there. That was leaking a little, maybe leaking a lot, but he got it.
Yeah, he actually was able to make it work. How about the body language, though, right? As he's watching that ball leak to the right, trying to bring it back in, and had just enough to get it done.
This fielded at the 2. And he'll get it up across the 20 to the 21-yard line.
The Jaguars take over 1st and 10 at their own 21-yard line.
The offense now at the line, ready for their next drive. And a few kneel downs should just about do it. Now, defensively, they do have all 3 timeouts, but very little reason to use them at this point. They'll start out on the ground. It's Leonard Fournette. The Jets are going to use the first of their timeouts as they get the stoppage with just over a minute to go in the game. So 2nd and 9, and you'd have to figure just about all 11 probably crashing the line here.
Check, 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 check. Out, out, out,
out. Again, it's Fournette. 2 runs in a row, but only 2 yards to show for it. Now the Jets going to use the second of their 3 timeouts as they get it with under a minute to go now in the football game. The Jaguars on 3rd down. They've only converted once in 4 tries. This is 3rd and 8.
Check 59, Mike. Mike is 59. Mike to 59. Rip left, rip left. Pick the edge, pick the edge. Come, come. Neutral, poker. 59, Mike said. 59. I got you, pump. Mike. Mike, 5'9". You ain't going nowhere.
Jackson. Left side complete. Safarian Jenkins. It's a gain of 8 there, and that should be enough to seal the victory.
That was a route run not just with dexterity, but with intelligence. Found the hole in the zone, made sure the quarterback saw him, and was able to make the sure catch and flip the down marker back to 1.
Mike's 59. Mike's 59. You ain't got nothing.
And I think this defense knew what was coming as he is smothered behind the line. That's going to go as a loss of a yard, and it'll be 2nd down.
Well, that's the big drawback to this play. Even if somehow the quarterback pitches it, he's not immune to the big hit. In this case, he kept it and absorbed it anyway.
Here we go, here we go.
This time, Jackson will throw it. He's going to sling this deep into a double team, and it's intercepted. Picked off Byron Jones. And the return stops just a few yards shy of midfield. They'll spot the ball at the